Creating a retreat doesn't happen without the incredible support of some amazing people behind the scenes. And that is who I'm going to introduce you to today's conversation. It is the beautiful Shae Giles. Shae has been my photographer for very, very many years, and she is Exhale retreat happening in October on the 23rd to the 26th of October. And Shae and I have known each other for a number of years. And she is a very talented, beautiful photographer. Welcome, Shae. Thank you so
Hello.
much for joining us.
Hello. Sorry about that. Technical issues. You know, it's like these old dinosaurs. Uh,
Look, it's so lovely to have you here. And I was just saying that you have been very generously supporting me for so many years, and you're going to be capturing all the beautiful women at the retreat. And I'm so glad that you're coming because you also have a shared story of burnout, having been through that in a very similar time that I did. And so it kind of resonates with you supporting this beautiful event because that is the crux of it. It's either supporting women who are on the edge of burnout or helping them avoid
that's
getting there
it.
in the first place by giving them some of the tools and resources to do so.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I wish I knew and I didn't. And like many of the business owners that I photograph, they just have no idea. They either don't have coaches or they haven't done this before or they're flying by the seat of the pants, so to speak, and they just don't know how to manage everything from the business to the health to the children to you name it. And I don't even have children and I really struggled, landed up in hospital. And it was a really serious time in my life. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, Mel. And the reason I wanted to do this video with you is because I want to promote you in the retreat, but if I'm going to promote something, I really want my clients to know that I believe in it. And also, what are they going to gain out of it? What bang are they going to get for their buck? So I thought, well, rather than just promoting the page, I just want to say to you, okay, so what is it all about? Because if people are like me, they don't actually read too much.
And
They
look at the
rather
pretty
just see
pictures
it.
that you create.
That's it. And I'm just everyone knows me. I'm cut to the chase. What am I going to get for this, and what's it going to entail, and how's it going to help me? So I thought, right from the horse's mouth. So go, girl.
Okay, well, let's start with what you just shared there because that's exactly it. I get to go into so many different organizations and I'm seeing women in executive leadership roles, and a lot of these women don't even realize that they're on the edge of burnout themselves. And I'm not saying that with any kind of criticism because I was exactly the same. I had no idea. I thought that as long as I was still getting out of bed every day and that I was being able to show up at work, I hadn't ended up in hospital and I hadn't collapsed, then there must be still more in the tank. And I just wasn't, there was just something I wasn't doing it well enough.
Exactly.
But I got to this point where my body ended up yelling at me loud enough that I finally listened. And then when I finally got the support that I needed,
Yeah.
that was when I realized exactly how bad things had actually gotten. And it probably wasn't that much longer before I would have ended up in hospital.
Mm,
So, and the fact that you deal with so many clients and the business women that you and the business owners, like, men aren't immune to this either.
that's true. Yeah. Exactly.
It happens for both genders, but this particular retreat is focused on women, purely because this is my first retreat, and I want to resonate with those that I can support from my own journey and my own lived experience.
Yeah.
And these women that you get to support through, your photography and the beautiful work that you do, running households, running businesses, trying to keep it all together. And a lot of the time it's just with sticky tape, and it doesn't last all
Sure.
that long. So the reason I created Exhale is because exactly that, like you said, you didn't have the tools beforehand, and neither did I. And I had been working with some beautiful practitioners in different ways, and I didn't realize the extent of some of these different healing modalities and how they could actually be helping me and supporting me. Now, if you had asked me 2 years ago to sit down and meditate for 2 hours, for 2 minutes a day, I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't do it. It just was not, it was not
Torture.
possible.
You couldn't go slow enough, Mel.
No, but then I went and did my meditation practitioner training, and now I can sit and meditate for 2 hours.
Wow.
So
That's
it's,
impressive.
I've done it twice. So 20 minutes is usually, the good sort of size stint range. But
Yeah.
the point of that is that I've now got a series of tools, and I wanted to create a space where other women who are in that executive, high power, business type role that could have a taste of what it is that these modalities have to offer, because I am quite spiritual woo woo, and I'm happy to go down and really explore the extremes of some of these offerings that are out there. And I know that that's not for everybody. And I think that's what a lot of people get scared off by. They go, oh, I'm not going to do the breath work, or I'm not going to do the yoga thing, or I'm not going to have those conversations because it's a bit too left of field for them. And what I wanted to do is create a safe space where people who are coming from a more conservative style or a more traditional background, who may not have had exposure to these things or might not be too comfortable in those scenarios, to just give them a really light touch. And because I work a lot in the corporate space, the type of people that I meet there, they're not going to be technically exploring a lot of these things. It's just not in their comfort zone. But I wanted
Yeah.
to create an environment where I could just give them a taster and just
That's
get them to
fine.
see what that might offer them, what opportunity they might find in it, what they might resonate with. They might find that they don't like any of it either, but it just gives them an opportunity to explore some of these other things. And the
Yeah.
reason that these things I have found have been so powerful is because they really have helped me regulate my nervous system. Now, for
Yeah.
years, I have been trying to figure out this magical fairyland of the nervous system. What is it? What do I need to do? And it was through this journey that I found out that I was so depleted and that I was constantly stuck in that fight or flight zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but I didn't know how to get out of it. Like,
Uh,
okay, I've
becomes a
recognized I'm up there
cycle.
now. I know what's happening, but how do I get out of that back to this calm, rest, and digest state that I'm supposed to be in, which is where my body is going to start to function optimally again?
Like,
And it wasn't until I started to learn some of these tools and understand how my body works and the way that the food that I was putting in it and how I was taking care of myself, that all of these things were contributing to bringing me back into that state of calm and that rest and digest state.
exactly.
And without being in that regulated space, everything else was actually starting to get really wobbly.
Definitely.
Relationships get strained, business is hard,
Oh, everything.
decision making is difficult,
Yeah.
brain fog.
Yeah.
And I
Exactly.
know that you're resonating with this because we've had this conversation and you've
Exactly.
experienced it too.
And the fundamentals, the fundamental and the importance of sleep. I had no idea the importance of sleep. And that's one of the first things to go. And it is just the pillar of health and wellness. And just so many things that need to be learned. I also love the idea that there's just going to be a community of women there that can also bounce ideas off of each other and what's worked for you and where are you at in your stage of life. And some might be also going through menopause or perimenopause or relationships. And there's just so many fundamentals to business and to life. And I just think the more people that you have around you and the more you can learn from experienced people like yourself, just the better equipped that you are. And we all need that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I'm so passionate about it. It's just if only we did this like 2 years ago, would have been good.
Well, it'd be nice if they taught you this stuff at school.
Oh, and that too. But yeah, as I keep saying, I don't even have kids, and I
Yeah.
just really, really struggled. And I admire how you just manage it all, and traveling and whatnot, and energy levels, and looking so good, and fitness. And I think these people are just superhuman in my mind. So yeah, bring it on. I want to learn as much as I can, girl. I'm going to have my notepad and pen there. That's for sure.
Amazing. And look, a lot of it has come down to me completely shifting my priorities, to be honest. And I've had to take a really long, hard look at what I do actually say I value and what do I think is important. And am I actually then prioritizing that? Because
Yeah.
that was the other thing too, is that whilst I might think that some of these things are really important to me, I wasn't prioritizing them, which actually only further leads to burnout, because then you get bitter
Mm.
because you're not living a joy-filled life. You're doing a lot of things that are draining you and you're not doing anything that's filling you up. And
Exactly.
if you think about working, if you work 12 hours a day, you can do 12 hours at something that you really enjoy and you're
Yeah.
passionate about. But if you're
Exactly.
doing 12 hours of something that is just draining the life out of you,
Yeah.
it's like a vampire.
Yeah.
It's not going to serve you in any way, shape, or form. So it's about thinking about, where do you get your energy from? What is going to boost you?
Mhm.
And to take it back to the fact that, this sounds like we're doing a lot of, lovely kind of breath work and yoga and those things, and we're going to.
Mm.
But the reason we're doing that is because it helps us shift all of that stagnant energy in our body. It helps us regulate our system and it builds capacity. And when
Exactly.
we have internal capacity, that's when we have clarity of thought, we have ability to be present with ourselves, we're far more regulated, we can make better business decisions, we can have better conversations.
Right.
It completely reshapes how you show up in life
Mhm.
and out there in business. And that's the ripple effect. So this isn't just about, you coming along. It's what's going to happen as a result of that. Like, how is your business going to thrive? How's your relationships going to thrive? How are your
Exactly.
kids going to thrive
Exactly.
as a
It's taking
result?
the time to be quiet and to have the tools and have the guidance to figure out, well, where am I going in my business? What am I doing? What are my priorities? How am I going to fit that all in? So the speakers, who are the speakers?
So we've got a range of facilitators joining us. So we have Heidi Lampard, who's going to be guiding us through our yoga sessions in the mornings. Now, Heidi's actually a local Byron lady now, but she is an ex-marketing exec who went through burnout on her own and found her way in through to yoga and meditation and well-being.
Nice.
So she's got a very relatable story for us to kind of connect with. We've
Yep.
already done a live with her, so if you haven't seen that one, jump back and have a tune into that. Heidi is just a beautiful human, and she's going to be guiding us through some gorgeous practices there.
Yeah.
We've also got Amber Hawken, who's going to be taking us through a breathwork journey. Now, Amber is one of my personal mentors. She is
Very
one
good.
of the people who took me on her retreat and has helped immensely in my own healing journey. I've been working with Amber for a number of years, and so I'm very, very pleased to say that she is going to be joining us and taking you on that journey. So you're going to get a really small taste of some of the experiences that I've been through with her,
Yeah.
and what she has to offer. And she's just one incredible human.
Cool.
We've also got Courtney from Heart Resonance coming to do a beautiful sound healing journey with us. So one night after dinner, we're going to do a beautiful sound healing journey with Courtney. Think about it as your lullaby to put you off to sleep. And if you haven't done sound healing before, again, it's one of those things that probably sounds a little bit woo-woo, and it's like, oh, how does this even work? But if you think about everything in your body is made of water.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
when water hears sound, it vibrates.
Yeah. Hmm.
And the frequency of that sound changes the vibration.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about vibrations and you think it's a little bit cuckoo, your body is responding to that, whether on a subconscious physiological level, and it helps to shift things around. So we're
Awesome.
going to be going through that with Courtney, which is going to be an incredible journey. We've also got the lovely Kerry Krieger coming to join us. Kerry is a acupuncturist and Chinese medicine practitioner.
It's
She
amazing.
specializes in female health. So she deals lots with women in perimenopause and menopause. And
Yeah.
she's going to be talking to us about how we can support ourselves through these life transitions with grace, but also how we can maximize our energy and
Mhm.
optimize our health by working in alignment with our cycles rather than trying to fight and force against everything. We're cyclical beings, but we don't behave like that. We don't operate like that. But just bringing our awareness to the fact that, we sometimes need to be blooming and sometimes we need to be resting
Yeah.
and
I
just
have
working
been
as,
saying that lately. Yeah, and it's true. I never thought about that.
yeah.
And will you be presenting too? Are you facilitating as well?
I am. So I'm going to be doing guided meditations throughout the time that we're together. We'll
Awesome.
also be doing a bit of a reflective journey. So this is going to be an opportunity for you to get some real clarity on where you're at within your life and within your business to realign with those priorities so that you can come back from this retreat really energized. I'm also going to be doing some hot seat coaching. We're going to be deep diving into your businesses. And we're going to be doing that in a way that's really responsive to the women that are actually joining us at the retreat and where you're at and what you need.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm leaving that a little bit loose at the moment because I
Yep.
really want to see who's coming, where they're at, what support do they actually need, and how I can then support and frame some of these conversations to make sure that they're getting the most out of this time away. Because as you said, people need bang for their buck. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't a nice fluffy little holiday. This is an opportunity for you to step away from your business, get rid of all that noise, and really reconnect with yourself. Because the thing that I've found, and through my own burnout, and I'm sure you found it too, is that we become so disconnected from ourselves. We're so used to listening to all those external voices telling us all the things that we should be doing and where we should be going and how we should be growing, that
Mhm.
we forget to actually kind of come back and go, well, why is it that I created this business in the first place? Or where
Exactly.
am I on my path in my career? And what is it that I actually want from this?
Yeah.
And why am I working my ass off?
Yeah.
Like,
Where do I actually want to take it without being caught up with it and needing the help, the fundamentals of health to support you through that? Exactly. And with the changes and uncertainty of AI and all this sort of thing, I think it's more important than ever to be more really concrete in your own business, your own strength and where you're going. So I'm pumped. I can't wait. The
yeah,
station looks amazing. The food looks amazing. So I'm really looking forward to it.
yeah, the food is going to be incredible. So we've got our retreat chefs cooking for us each day,
Yeah.
and I've actually got them preparing an adrenal diet for us. So
Perfect.
because our systems are so overloaded already with so much cortisol and all of the other environmental factors that we are trying to get them to process, we are stripping it all back for the retreat. And it means that it'll be refined sugar free, gluten free, dairy free. There'll
Oh,
be alcohol free. There will be a little bit of caffeine if you so need it. But
okay.
can I tell you, I've done this because one, I want to give your adrenals a little bit of a break while
Yeah.
they're at this retreat and really experience it. But two, I want you to experience what this food can actually taste like. It does not taste like cardboard. It
Yeah.
does not taste bland. It
Yeah.
is incredible, delicious food. And it's all organic, locally sourced produce that they'll be preparing for us. And
Nice.
like it's an incredible menu. And you will not go hungry. There is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, morning tea, afternoon tea. Like there's plenty of
Perfect.
food, so
Perfect.
you'll be covered there. And the location is stunning. So Sealar Valley is this beautiful, pristine piece of land in the Tweed Valley,
Yeah.
and it backs onto a nature reserve. But it's got beautiful rock pools, natural forming rock pools where you can go swimming, you can go exploring. It's a working farm, so there's Scottish Highland cows, there's goats,
Nice.
there's beautiful chickens. You can collect your own
Oh,
eggs. So
awesome.
it's just,
Even
but it's just a beautiful space. It has such a presence, this land. And that was also why I chose it, because I wanted to get people to reconnect back into nature, because we spend so much time in our concrete boxes under artificial lighting.
sitting in traffic.
Yeah, sitting in traffic. So I just wanted to create a space where it was just really peaceful and really quiet. And we, again, reconnecting back into those natural rhythms and cycles that we, experience without, everything that's man-made and artificial around us.
Exactly. And what are the dates again, just to reiterate for anyone in case they forget?
Yes, so it's October the 23rd to the 26th. So we arrive on the Thursday afternoon of the 23rd,
Yeah.
just to allow us time to settle and to kind of ground into the space. We
Yeah.
kick off on Friday morning and we go through till Sunday lunchtime, where I'll give you a beautiful lunch and then send you on your way back home, back into the real world.
I feel all refreshed already just talking about it in my little imaginary imagination land.
Yeah, it's
We're
going
getting
to
some
be
great shots too.
fantastic.
So yeah, and
Yeah.
with regard to the photos too, if anyone doesn't want to be, because I'll be doing the retreat as well as the photos, guys. So if anyone doesn't want to be in photos, it'll just be like the back of your head all blurred or whatnot. So privacy is a big thing. We don't want you worrying about makeup and hair and how you look.
No.
It's really about reconnecting to you and getting away from
Yes.
the hustle and bustle and taking the time out that you need. That yeah, it would just be so valuable. Yeah, save you wasting many months of not working like I did.
So think of it as a very small investment by comparison. Like imagine, so
Oh, well, there's
you
some
have to
on
take a number
us.
of months off.
Yeah,
But also like for myself as well, like I continued to work through this.
yeah,
And so much time, I just couldn't understand how it was going to be possible for me to continue to run my business the way that I wanted to run it and live a life that didn't completely stress me out and burn me out every day.
yeah,
And this is where I come back to that idea of the nervous system regulation, because I am now. I am having the life that I want. I'm running my business the way that I want, but I'm not burnt out like I
mm,
was
mm,
because I've changed my priorities. I've shifted my belief systems around these things. I've got to the core, and I've also got a really great toolkit now that helps me regulate my nervous system to
yeah,
keep me back into that natural rest and digest state that I need to be in to be able to be running at my best capacity. And, one of my mentors actually shared a really great analogy with me. It's that you don't need to you don't need a bigger plate. You just need to learn how to fit it onto the one you've got. Like it's just
exactly.
how can you hold it in a different way? And I
Yeah.
think that's a really great way of sort of thinking about it, is you don't need a big plate. You just need to
No,
think about what you're putting on it more consciously.
exactly.
And I think
Need
it's going to be,
need to thrive, not just survive. And being guided by you professionals is just the best way because it's just not the sort of thing that you know or that you get taught. And you're just learning as you go. A lot of my ladies are just winging it. And
yeah.
yeah, just really struggling. And the health is the first thing.
Mm,
Exercise, healthy eating is the first thing to go out the window. It's so important to
yeah.
reconnect to those fundamentals in themselves.
And it's those foundations that are really important, and they are the first things that tend to go. And then the other thing is on the business side of that, it's about having the right systems and processes and support structures in place. And that is the other place that I see so many women letting themselves down,
Yeah,
trying to do it all because they haven't got the right support network around them. And
just
you know, I'm just as guilty. I've done that, but I have now really systemized everything in my business. I know what I should be outsourcing. I know what I should not be doing,
yeah,
and what I need to other people to do. And that's part of those conversations we're going to be having around the business
like,
side of your business as well.
yeah,
Because once you've got the clarity around who you are, what you want from your life, you can then make a decision around what this business needs to look like. And then
exactly.
we can start to support you by putting the right systems in place and the
Yeah,
structures to support you.
have the right people around you, so you're not doing it on your own. Yeah,
Yeah.
wait, similar age. Hopefully, the
Yes.
ladies turn up similar age, and yeah,
Yes.
can't
Many
wait.
of them are.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, so thank you. Thanks for your time.
no,
Just really wanted
no.
you guys to see what it's all about, and if I'm going to promote something, I like to show authenticity and show the people who are running it what exactly answer the simple questions, and yeah, hopefully see you there.
Yes, it would be wonderful for, and if anyone's got any questions, that's the other thing. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I know that sometimes these things can be a little bit scary. It's like I haven't been on something like this before. I'm not really sure what to expect. And, you know, that's again why, you know, Shae and I are having this conversation, is because we want people to feel more comfortable with what we're on offer. And as Carla
Exactly.
said, sounds amazing. It is
Yeah.
going to be incredible. But I
Yeah.
want you to feel really comfortable there, and, you know, you know, connected with me, connected with Shae, just understand the type of energy that we want to be bringing to this space. And it's really about making sure that you're looking at your life holistically
Mm.
rather than just being so laser focused on your business, because that's where I was and it didn't get me to the place that I expected. And it's given me a real life perspective around how I need to show up in my business and what needs to change to make that more sustainable for the long term, because we're here for a while, guys, you
Exactly.
know.
That's exactly right.
I'm planning on being here for a lot longer yet, and that
Yeah.
means I need to be able to support myself and my business through that period of time.
And go in prepared. That's the biggest mistake I made is just not being prepared. You need to think about these things. So
Yeah.
yeah, can't wait.
Awesome. Well, I want to say a huge thank you to you too, Shae, because you
Thank
have been an
you.
incredible support of mine for so many years. And, you know, your generosity in coming along and capturing this retreat for us, because there's going to be so many beautiful memories that are going to be made on this retreat. And I want to make sure that everybody gets to capture those and keep those as part of the memento of their experience as well. And, you know, to have you there, and, you know, as a really close friend and a beautiful friend of mine, and, you know, my photographer for so many years, and to see all the beautiful images that she has captured for me across my socials and on my website.
Yeah.
And
Girl
yeah,
knows what she's doing, guys. So yeah, time back
I'm
now.
just I'm really honored for you to for doing this for me, so thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. I can't wait to come. Thanks for having me.
Can't wait. All
All
right, well,
right.
thank you. If anyone's got any questions, reach out.
To
October
Mel,
23rd
not
to the
me.
26th. Yeah, come to me.
Yeah.
Happy to answer any questions. But thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you at the retreat very soon.
Can't wait. Thanks, Mel.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.